When facing electrical code issues with pendant light fixtures, several steps can be taken to resolve the situation. Firstly, contact the manufacturer of the light fixtures and explain the situation in detail. Provide them with the model number of the fixture and a copy of the installation instructions. Ask the manufacturer if they have an alternative mounting method available that does not require penetrating the ceiling with a flexible cord such as SJT cord. If the manufacturer confirms that penetrating the ceiling is unavoidable given the fixture's design and intended mounting configuration, request a written exemption from them. This exemption should state that the installation method complies with the relevant code requirements despite the penetration of the ceiling. It should explicitly mention the specific model of the light fixture and the reason why this particular installation method is necessary. Once you have received the written exemption from the manufacturer, submit this documentation to the electrical inspector. Clearly explain that you have followed all installation instructions provided by the manufacturer and that the penetration of the ceiling is a necessary part of ensuring the proper and safe functioning of the light fixtures. If the manufacturer is unable to provide an alternative mounting method or a written exemption, explore alternative wiring methods that do not require penetrating the ceiling. For instance, consider using conduit or flexible metal tubing to route the wiring to the light fixtures. However, it is crucial to ensure that these alternative wiring methods also fully comply with all applicable electrical code requirements and are suitable for the specific installation environment. When presenting your case to the electrical inspector, several arguments can be made in support of the installation. One point to emphasize is that the installation instructions provided by the manufacturer represent industry standard for installing these types of light fixtures. Another argument is that the penetration of the ceiling is minimal and does not compromise the structural integrity of the ceiling in any way. It is also important to highlight that the flexible cord, such as the SJT cord, is securely fastened and protected from any potential damage. Additionally, explain that alternative wiring methods, while potentially code compliant, would be significantly more costly and time-consuming to install in this particular situation. Regarding specific code requirements, there are a few key sections of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, to be aware of. NEC 410.116 states that luminaires, also known as light fixtures, shall be wired with suitable flexible cord or cables. This section recognizes the use of flexible cords for connecting light fixtures. NEC 300.22c addresses wiring in ducts, plenums, and other spaces used for environmental air. It states that flexible cords and cables shall not be concealed within walls, ceilings, or floors. This section is relevant if the space above the ceiling is used for environmental air, but it might not apply if the flexible cord is accessible and not concealed. When communicating with the electrical inspector, always maintain a respectful and professional demeanor. Present your case clearly and concisely, providing all necessary documentation to support your arguments. If the inspector remains unconvinced after you have presented your case, consider requesting a second opinion from a licensed electrical contractor or a qualified electrical engineer. They may be able to offer additional insights or alternative solutions that satisfy the inspector's concerns while still adhering to code requirements. It is essential to have a thorough understanding of the relevant electrical codes and regulations, as well as the manufacturer's installation instructions, before beginning any electrical work. This knowledge will enable you to address any potential code issues proactively and ensure that the installation is both safe and compliant. Remember that the goal is to find a solution that meets both the requirements of the electrical code and the practical constraints of the installation. By working collaboratively with the electrical inspector and considering all available options, it is usually possible to achieve a satisfactory outcome. The NEC 410 provides comprehensive guidelines for luminaires, lamp holders, and lamps. It covers various aspects of installation, wiring, and safety requirements. Understanding this article is crucial for ensuring compliance in lighting installations. NEC 410.3 addresses the mechanical execution of work, requiring electrical equipment to be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner. This includes securing and supporting luminaires properly. NEC 410.16 details the requirements for installing luminaires in damp or wet locations. It mandates the use of suitable enclosures and protection against moisture. NEC 410.20 covers the spacing of luminaires from combustible materials. It aims to prevent fire hazards by maintaining adequate clearance. NEC 410.22 outlines the requirements for the wiring of luminaires, including proper insulation and connections. It ensures that the wiring is safe and reliable. NEC 410.24 specifies the grounding requirements for luminaires to protect against electrical shock hazards. It mandates the use of grounding conductors and proper bonding. The general requirements in NEC 410.4 include ensuring that luminaires are securely supported and accessible for maintenance. It also covers the identification and marking of luminaires. NEC 410.5 covers the marking of luminaires with essential information such as voltage, wattage, and manufacturer's name. This ensures that the luminaires are properly identified and used within their specifications. NEC 410.6 addresses the conductors used for wiring luminaires, specifying the types and sizes of conductors suitable for different applications. It ensures that the conductors can handle the electrical load safely. NEC 410.8 outlines the requirements for wiring space in luminaires, providing sufficient space for connections and splices. This facilitates safe and easy wiring. NEC 410.10 addresses the provision for disconnecting means for luminaires to allow for safe maintenance and repair. It mandates the installation of switches or circuit breakers. NEC 410.11 covers the wiring of luminaires using flexible cords and cables, specifying the types and applications for which they are permitted. It also addresses the support and protection of these cords and cables. NEC 410.12 provides guidelines for connecting luminaires to branch circuits, ensuring that the circuit capacity is adequate for the load. It also addresses overcurrent protection requirements. NEC 410.13 covers the mounting of luminaires, specifying the methods and hardware to be used for different types of ceilings and structures. It ensures that the luminaires are securely and safely mounted. NEC 410.14 addresses the accessibility of luminaires for maintenance and repair, requiring them to be located where they can be easily reached. It also covers the use of ladders or platforms. NEC 410.15 outlines the requirements for the support of luminaires independently of the outlet box, ensuring that the luminaires are securely supported even if the box fails. It specifies the types of supports to be used. NEC 410.16 addresses the installation of luminaires in suspended ceilings, covering the methods and hardware to be used for attaching the luminaires to the ceiling grid. It ensures that the luminaires are securely supported. NEC 410.18 covers the installation of luminaires near combustible materials, specifying the clearances required to prevent fire hazards. It also addresses the use of thermal protection. NEC 410.19 outlines the requirements for the installation of recessed luminaires, covering the methods and materials to be used for mounting the luminaires in the ceiling. It ensures that the luminaires are properly sealed and insulated. NEC 410.20 addresses the installation of electric discharge lighting, covering the requirements for ballast, transformers, and other components. It ensures that the lighting is safe and efficient. NEC 410.21 provides guidelines for the installation of low-voltage lighting, covering the requirements for transformers, wiring, and grounding. It ensures that the lighting is safe and reliable. NEC 410.22 outlines the requirements for the installation of track lighting, covering the methods and hardware to be used for mounting the track and luminaires. It ensures that the lighting is securely supported and properly grounded. NEC 410.23 addresses the installation of stage and studio lighting, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and ventilation. It ensures that the lighting is safe and reliable in these demanding environments. NEC 410.24 provides guidelines for the installation of portable lighting equipment, covering the requirements for cords, plugs, and grounding. It ensures that the lighting is safe and easy to use. NEC 410.25 outlines the requirements for the installation of lighting in hazardous locations, covering the types of luminaires and wiring methods to be used in different classes and divisions of hazardous locations. It ensures that the lighting is safe and explosion-proof. NEC 410.26 addresses the installation of lighting in swimming pools and fountains, covering the requirements for grounding, bonding, and GFCI protection. It ensures that the lighting is safe and prevents electrical shock hazards. NEC 410.27 provides guidelines for the installation of lighting in agricultural buildings, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and corrosion protection. It ensures that the lighting is safe and durable in these harsh environments. NEC 410.28 outlines the requirements for the installation of lighting in healthcare facilities, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and emergency power. It ensures that the lighting is safe and reliable in these critical environments. NEC 410.29 addresses the installation of lighting in theaters and assembly halls, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and emergency lighting. It ensures that the lighting is safe and provides adequate illumination for these venues. NEC 410.30 provides guidelines for the installation of lighting in elevators and escalators, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and emergency lighting. It ensures that the lighting is safe and reliable in these transportation systems. NEC 410.31 outlines the requirements for the installation of lighting in aircraft hangars, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and explosion-proof fixtures. It ensures that the lighting is safe and prevents fire hazards. NEC 410.32 addresses the installation of lighting in marinas and boatyards, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and corrosion protection. It ensures that the lighting is safe and durable in these marine environments. NEC 410.33 provides guidelines for the installation of lighting in mobile homes and recreational vehicles, covering the requirements for wiring, grounding, and low-voltage systems. It ensures that the lighting is safe and reliable in these portable dwellings. Firstly, ensure all electrical work complies with local and national electrical codes, such as the NEC. Secondly, always disconnect power before working on any electrical circuits or equipment. Thirdly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses and insulated gloves. Fourthly, inspect all electrical equipment for damage before use. Fifthly, never work on live electrical circuits unless absolutely necessary and with proper precautions. Sixthly, ensure proper grounding and bonding of all electrical equipment. Seventhly, use only approved and listed electrical components and materials. Eighthly, follow manufacturer's instructions for installation and operation of electrical equipment. Ninthly, properly label all electrical circuits and equipment. Tenthly, keep electrical panels and equipment accessible and clear of obstructions.